I'm going to play a very strange 7 seconds of video for you that is going to seem sort of like playground stuff, but it's actually emblematic and representative of completely unhinged Senate hearings that took place yesterday, where Republican senators wanted merely to attack FBI Director Christopher Wray, even though Christopher Wray was appointed by President Donald Trump. The right at this point wants to assail and demean the FBI as a partisan left-wing entity of some kind. And it's always ignored that its director, Christopher Wray, was selected by Donald Trump. It's not some guy that Biden picked to attack right-wingers. He was selected by Donald Trump. So here's the video. This is we'll get into more deep moments. Senator Josh Hawley, apparently with a booger that he's eating during while he's questioning Christopher Wray. Okay, I understand that this is very visual, so I'll describe it to people who are only listening. And this is really representative of how the whole hearing went.
Do you have a problem with systemic bigotry against Catholics in the FBI?
No.
Okay. And as you can see here, it just appears there right on Josh Hawley's lip. It looks, I don't want to get into describing it, but it looks extremely phlegmy. And this is, you've got, the theme is Republicans making fools of themselves, while Christopher Wray tries to keep a serious look on his face as he is on the receiving end of absurd and pathetic questioning. I'll give you now some more substantive examples. Here is Ted Cruz. Anytime there are hearings like this, Ted Cruz's goal is, let me yell so that this will make it onto Fox News at 6, 7, 8, 9 p.m. That's Ted Cruz's goal. And here is Ted Cruz losing his mind during his turn asking Christopher Wray questions. This is what Republicans want to waste taxpayer time and money on.
Is the FBI, do they make a routine practice of allowing partisan political optics to prevent investigating serious evidence of corruption?
My instructions to our people on this and on every other investigation are that we are to follow the facts wherever they lead, no matter who likes it, no matter what political influence
Then why did
may
you
be
get
out
the
there.
GPS data on where Hunter Biden and Joe Biden were?
Again, Senator, with respect, I can't discuss
But it's
an
not
ongoing
with respect.
investigation.
And Director Wray, you and I have gone round and round on this because I understand. Anytime you're asked about this, the answer is it's an ongoing investigation. Of course, the investigation isn't ongoing. You're not doing the work. You got whistleblowers pointing out that you're not doing the work, and you are hiding behind the skirts of the Attorney General.
Remember that every single one of these alleged whistleblowers that Ted Cruz is referring to flop. They flop badly. They flop worse than some of what we see in the NBA these days. And this is just Ted Cruz doing his normal attack dog stuff, trying to get a soundbite that will make it onto Fox News at 8 p.m. Eastern. Senator Mike Lee, also completely losing his mind. I'm going to play a little more of this line of questioning. And again, right-wingers see this and they go, wow, he's being so tough. He's really holding the FBI director accountable. Accountable for what? This is all made up. This is a guy appointed by Trump at the end of the day.
Don't worry about it. We've got this taken care of. We've got new procedures. It's going to be different now. It's never different. You haven't changed. And you keep referring to these policies, these new procedures. We haven't seen that. We're not even allowed to have access to it. And we have absolutely no reason to trust you because you haven't behaved in a manner that's trustworthy. You can't even, as we sit here, tell me that people who intentionally, knowingly, deliberately violated the civil rights of American citizens, that they were fired or that they had their security clearance stripped. Now, in 2022, FBI and other agencies searched Americans' communications over 200,000 times. Only 16 of which were evidence of a crime-only searches that returned information. I'd like to ask you to give a yes or a no answer to these questions. Were the three related batch queries consisting of over 23,000 separate queries relating to the events of January 6th, were those evidence of a crime-only queries, yes or no?
I don't know the answer to that.
The answer is no. I do know the answer. The answer is no. Were there 141 queries for the activists arrested?
You have to understand, this is a performance. The right sees this as Mike Lee being tough and holding people accountable. This is merely performative.
In connection with the George Floyd protests here in Washington, D.C., evidence of a crime-only queries?
Those were non-compliant queries, and again, they all predate the reforms that we've put in place, which
echo other reforms that other FBI directors have told me about every darn year.
If
How
I
about
may,
the 19,000 donors to a political campaign? The answer there is no. What about the query for a sitting member of Congress? The answer there is no. What about the query involving a U.S. Senator, which for all we know could be any one of us? The answer is no. And so what does that tell me? Well, what I'm hearing and what these data points all point to is that a warrant requirement or prohibition relating to quote-unquote evidence of a crime-only queries would not have been something that would have prevented any of the most egregious examples of the abuse that we've seen under Section 702. So the FBI is already required.
All right, you get the point. If you're wondering what did we learn from this hearing, we learned absolutely nothing other than Republicans are obsessed with holding hearings like this in order to hear themselves talk, in order to say I did a big boy or I did a big girl, and then try to get themselves on cable news. Remember, Republican FBI Director Christopher Wray, appointed by Donald Trump, still has not actually been demonstrated to have done anything wrong in the sense of it being politically motivated or biased in the way that these people are describing. Yes, there are decisions that are made about what investigations do we pursue versus not, and it's completely legitimate to explore that. But the smoking guns that they claim must exist every time end up having no smoke whatsoever. We're going to take a quick break. After this break, we're going to look at the Trump town hall last night, where twice Trump refused to say, I'm not going to be a dictator. Twice. Don't miss it. Before you go, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can click the subscribe button below or above or wherever it is on your screen. And if you want to support my work even more strongly, the best way is to get a membership at joinpacman.com and subscribe to the podcast for The David Pakman Show. There you can check out interviews, longer clips, and much more. It's on all the big podcasting platforms. Just search for The David Pakman Show, and all the links are also down below in the video description.